So, on behalf of the Computer History Museum in Mountain View, California, it is my privilege to welcome Mr. Faqir Chand Kohli, widely considered to be the father of the Indian software industry, and I would add, founding father of the technology business for the country, for his oral history. My name is Uday Kapoor, and I am a volunteer in the Oral Histories program at the museum. Mr. Kohli was born in Peshawar, British India in 1924. He received a BSc in Electrical Engineering from Queen's University, Canada in 1948 and an MS in Electrical Engineering.
No, I went to Canada in 46 and because that was before the partition.
I see.
48 is partition.
Right.
48 is wrong.
So, but your degree was in 48, right?
What?
Your degree, you received your degree in 1948?
Yeah, I went to Queen's first, and you don't have to talk about degree, you
Sure.
have to talk about that I went there.
Yes.
I got the BSc honors in electrical engineering. Then I worked for a year with the General Electric and then went to MIT
Okay.
to do masters.
Right, right.
And
Good. So you were the founder and first CEO of Tata Consultancy Services,
yeah,
India's largest software consultancy company. After your retirement, you served on numerous boards and has been awarded by numerous prestigious organizations and professional societies. In 2002, Mr. Kohli was awarded the Padma Bhushan, one of India's highest civilian awards. So with that, we can start our conversation. As you were saying, you were born in Peshawar and you encountered the...
see, there are two things to be thought about. Indians are capable of doing lot of things. And only thing is they have to receive some training, some encouragement, and they can produce results.
Yes.
And Indians are not only bright but doers. But at the same time, we have the largest set of population which is illiterate.
Yes.
So I set up, after retirement, how to train a person 30 hours in his own language to be able to read a newspaper at the age of 25. It worked. Read a newspaper at a very slow speed, but it worked. And then the government took over. And that is where it is still lying.
I see. So when you first worked in the United States, you were interested in electrical engineering, especially electrical generation and transmission.
No, I was not at first, yes. I was with the power company,
Yes.
New England Power Company,
Right.
and where I learned about the load dispatch because I thought India needed how to schedule generation and work it. And but I was mainly in the United States to educate myself further.
Of course.
I had done my BSc honors from Government College, Lahore,
Yes.
in physics.
Yes.
And then 46 I got a scholarship to go to Queen's in Canada. Queen's is the best university in Canada. So I spent about little more than a year and a half in completing the BSc honors in electrical engineering. And thereafter I got an offer from General Electric, and I worked with them for about 11 or 12 months, and I had also applied for masters at MIT. I was accepted there. I got a scholarship also from them, and that is the story.
So you came back to India and worked for Tata Electric?
Yeah, 51, I came back. At that time, I had two choices. One, to make a career with Tata Electric. They wanted to set up the first load dispatch in India. Load dispatches which decide what a particular generating station is going to generate, and so I mean you keep in view the line losses, other inefficiencies and all that. And it worked, and then Tata's had thought of setting up the Tata Consultancy Services, and I had installed some computer services for them, and in 69 I installed the first computer controlling the power grid, and then Mr. J.R.D. Tata asked me to set up Tata Consultancy.
Yeah. So how did you see the importance of computing to industry and business at that time?
No, the thing is that it's not. The question is, you were the starter. I mean, you couldn't look around that if there is a background or all that.
Right.
All that I could do is work with the IITs to see the education is enough for the people to do the most difficult things in power engineering or any other engineering.
Right, correct. So how did the relationship with Burroughs begin?
Huh?
The relationship with Burroughs Computer?
Burroughs, I built up relationship when I was there in United States.
Right. So how important was it to the future of TCS, the relationship with Burroughs? Was it important for TCS?
Yeah, it is. The thing is, how would I have set up TCS if I had not done all that work?
Right, correct. How did TCS fit with Mr. Ratan Tata's strategy in the 1980s?
You see, the thing is, at that time, Mr. JRDT was the head
Yes,
when I joined Tata's.
right.
And then he has trained other people like Ratan Tata, other things and all that. But I had only dealings with Ratan after he became the director on the Tata board.
Yes, yes. So what was your philosophy of management? You headed TCS.
The philosophy, it's not, if somebody says you have a philosophy, I don't believe him at all. Okay? The thing is, every management needs lot more inputs than just the management fundamentals.
Yes,
You keep fundamentals in view, but you have to work out a strategy for each organization which is different, quite different from others.
yes, correct. What was your strategy for growing the business at TCS?
Huh?
To grow the business at TCS, were there any special strategies?
No, there was not special strategy. Strategy was that I had built up very strong interaction with the engineering colleges, especially the IITs, starting from Kanpur IIT.
Yes.
So people knew about us. It's not that we started and conversing. There was no question of my going for business. The people came to us. Could you do this for us?
Right, right. So understand that there was a business done with IBM in 1990-91 to look at a way to have partner with IBM.
Yeah, the thing is that there were a lot of partnerships. First partnership came, partnership not a legal term, with Burroughs,
Yes.
which was number 2 computer company at that time. IBM came much later.
Yes. In the 1990-91 time
Yeah,
frame.
so whatever came our way, we helped them.
Yes.
Because the idea was this country is big enough, it has more educated people than any other country. It can absorb lot of technology.
Yes, yes. But you taught people how to configure the right business, how to do that as a business.
No, the thing is, business portion was not mine.
Right.
Business portion was each person had to decide
Yes.
what, but he knew where to look for what technology he wanted, what will work in this country, what will also work on international basis.
Yes. Yes.
Because you take Tata Consultancy Service. First few years it was built only on exports.
Yes.
People didn't understand.
Yes. Yes. So, in terms of working with other companies in the United States, for example, I understand that M.S.EE was funded by Tata's as the first computer company in California.
That is Alexi, and that is, it was not only funded, they were supplied with the technical support and all that, but
Yes.
that was a commercial decision.
Yes.
I had nothing to do with it.
Okay. Okay. So you retired from TCS in 1996.
1999, not
99.
96 is wrong.
Okay.
I
stand
worked
corrected.
till I was 75 with Tata Consultancy Services.
Yes.
And then I was left alone to do anything I wanted to do.
Yes.
They left me office, they left me the help staff and all that. And I have helped almost all the education institutions.
Yes.
I have also, as I said, I tried that there will be no illiterate in this country, and I tried and designed a system.
Yes.
But then the government had to
Right.
initiate in that respect, which I left to the government. I don't forget that I was, 99, when I left TCS, I was already 75.
Yes. Yes, of course. So what were you most proud of in your work with TCS?
I have no, what?
In the TCS, what are you most proud of in creating TCS?
I built TCS, so where is the question of the
Yes.
work in TCS?
Yes. But it grew to be the largest consultancy company.
It is the only consulting company that started in India.
Right.
It pioneered other organizations also to get into it.
Right. Right. So, what is most meaningful for you in the rise of the Indian software industry? What do you consider? Because the world knows Indian software industry.
See, software industry is a brain industry. you are not, you apply computers, what you design software that will work on that computer and use that computer most efficiently.
Correct.
And also computerize as much of Indian industry as possible, provide them computer services and all.
Right.
I built up one part of organization, then other organization came, but they all have learned something from me.
Right.
They all, if you talk to them, they have a lot of respect for me.
Yes, of course. So where do you see the future of computing in India?
You see, can I ask you a back question?
Sure.
What do you consider the computers in United States?
What do we consider computers? It is expanded from,
They think it is, to start with, fundamentally it is a calculating device.
yes,
You have to work, learn how to use it,
yes,
just like you learned how to use a calculator.
yes,
So it is up to you what you want to use, what you don't want to use, and all that. No, that I can't tell you about it, because that is, no, college also teaches.
right, right. So actually, I work for Sun Microsystems, and there we call it network is the computer. So distributed network is where the
Yeah, the computer work is always distributed.
yes,
There is no question about it.
right,
That is why India, I encourage so many other organizations to come here.
right, right, correct.
You can ask any of them, they have a high regard for me.
Of course, of course. No, you set it up. You are the father. So
No,
that's it.
father is a misnomer. I am not I'm father of my 3 children, that's all.
But you still considered the icon.
No, no. That is a misnomer, and I don't use it.
You are very humble. I think
No,
you-
it's not humble. The question is, I did set up the computer industry in
Yeah.
this country, and that is that. People know it. I can't say I'm the father, this, that. Then
So-
next question will be, you ask, where are the children?
So, what advice do you have for the future generation? Any advice?
My advice is that future lies in technology. And technology is changing very rapidly. Computers is one of the tools it uses. The other part is the thinking of this. And but this country has a lot more to do. First thing is, I have to see all those people who do not know English still can work with the computers.
Yes.
See, and also I have to provide the education in the colleges for those who will go abroad for further education.
That's correct. And the computing has become so widespread. For example, the cell phone.
The computer is your iPhone is a computer.
Yes,
So where
exactly.
is the question of computers widespread or not?
Yes.
The question is, the thing is, computer device a technology,
Yes.
and that is all goes into these. But the computers have been helping you to run the country, and especially the other countries than India.
Yes. Yes. I think a lot of the software skills that are coming from India are revolutionizing the whole computing world. So, any concluding comments you like to make?
No, I have no comments on it. That I all I want to tell you, Indians are very bright, but it is the selection system that we have in this country and the teaching system and all that. They have to contribute. This country can be, I don't think of it, but it can be on the, along with the top companies in the world.
Yes. Yes, of course. Thank you so much for your time. It was a privilege, and a lot of people
Thank you,
would be
yeah.
very happy to hear your.
Okay.
Thank you so much.